Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Brownstone. I'm Paulette, and you are in the Brownstone Worldwide Studios. Today on Brownstone's Best Daily Deals, Coupons, Brownstone Living Worldwide, Brownstone Living Magazine, and CityScape Radio, we're going to be talking to one of our very own. And you know her well. She has a show on CityScape Radio and BWTV called Wake Up Happy Sis. And she's here today to talk about, first of all, Wake Up Happy Sis, and also an amazing anthology and some other beautiful things that have started happening in her neck of the woods in the neighborhood. We all know her as LeAnne Dolce of Wake Up Happy Sis, and we're happy to have her join us here for in-depth conversation, if you will, about how waking up happy has brought her to where she is now in her journey along the way of this thing called life. Let's go ahead and bring up LeAnne Dolce to the stage. Welcome back to the neighborhood. You come on in here, girl, and let's have some conversation. How are you?
My mic was muted. Hey, everybody. I am fabulous this evening. How are you doing?
Doing well. I'm so glad that you took some time out of your very busy schedule, honey, to talk to us because we need to catch up. You have been busy in these internet streets and you have been rocking it out. And it's really, really showing how far you have come, what you have been doing over the past year since last being a part of Brownstone Living Magazine and Brownstone Worldwide. But let's start at the beginning for our neighbors with Wake Up Happy Sis, which is behind you. You're actually in your virtual apartment in the Brownstone. And so let's talk about Wake Up Happy Sis because you and your co-host, Sharonda Steely, are knocking it out of the park every single week. So she
now we're in the apartment. We're in the apartment.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into it. So let's talk about what has been happening with Wake Up Happy Sis, and then we're just going to segue into all of the other interesting things that you've got going on.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me on this show. I'm honored to be here. Okay. And there's been a lot of things happening at Wake Up Happy Sis. So for those who don't know, hey, booze, hey, I'm LeAnne Dolce. I'm your Chief Self-Love Officer and the founder of Wake Up Happy Sis. Wake Up Happy Sis isn't just a business. It is not just a brand. It is a movement for high-achieving, accomplished Black women who really need to learn how to live happy, healing, and fulfilling lives. Because just because you're high achieving and accomplished doesn't mean that you are living your happiest life. A lot of us are still living in survival mode because that's what we're used to. That's what trauma has left us with. That high achievement is our attempt to prove somebody wrong, to whatever, right? But Wake Up Happy Sis is about learning how to recalibrate your life, how to retell your story on your terms in your authentic voice, how to take back your power and realize that it's not me, my business life or my career versus my happiness. They don't have to be at odds. You can have both. And that's what we're about, is how do I put myself first in my life and set those boundaries, leave those toxic environments, and really understand what freedom and fulfillment means for me. And that's what we help women do. And over the past year, we've been growing. So on the show, I do have my co-host, Sharonda, we just celebrated her 1 year anniversary with the show. And we are out here changing lives. We've had women that have come to us and told us that we saved their lives with the content and the guests that we have on our show. And we go live every Monday and Thursday. And we are live, like what you see, what you get. We are live on air talking to you and giving you all this good juju and making sure that we're giving from ourselves. So we don't give any more than what we have. We're
Right.
giving you our real, we're giving you everything that we have, and we're bringing you some amazing, amazing Black women who, and Black men too, who are just giving of themselves. And baby, we give you all the tea.
Oh, yeah.
All the tea. We fill your saucer, we fill your cup and your saucer so
Yes.
that you can give that abundance. You can give from that abundance. That's what we do.
I love it. I love it. And so some of your shows have been heavy hitters as well, right? So like you dig so deep in with your shows, and they're necessary. So what would you say? You did one show where you all talked about suicide prevention. You did another where you talked about, we've had people cry on your show. We've talked about life, love, and relationships. We've talked about self-care, sexual awareness, right? So you, when you say you pour the tea and then it pours over into your saucer, you are not kidding. The realness, the fact that you are alive when you do it. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on with Brownstone Worldwide and CityScape Radio is the fact that we take breaks. I don't even think you all, I think you took one break, and that's because you were flying. So you're one of the ones that doesn't take the break. You just go. And you're like, okay, well, here's the show. We're getting ready to go live. Okay. And then you air twice per week. And so each one of the shows is actually different from the other. So I want to ask you, how do you come up with such rich topics every single week, twice a week, that are so hard-hitting, impactful, and provide such deep, heavy conversation that's necessary in our community? Where do you find the time?
It's because I have a passion for helping Black women heal, right? And healing is not just a singular path, right? It's mental, it's emotional, it's physical, it's your job, it's your relationships, it's how you see yourself. So because every person is not one dimensional, our show can't be one dimensional either. I literally take topics based off of what are the kind of themes for that month. And so our shows, you generally won't have two shows that are the same. They may be similar, but they're generally not the same kind of topics, because we want to make sure that we are touching different aspects of your life, because we want to touch and teach and help heal the whole person. Not just, oh, you're emotional about this. Oh, you broke up. We may talk about relationships and sex. And then in the next one, yeah, we can be talking about menopause and talking about loss and death and suicide. We've had a lot of tears on our show, but we also have had a lot of laughs, a lot of love, and a lot of joy.
Yeah.
So
really, really have. And over the year, I'm going to say, from someone who watches everyone's shows, I've seen the growth in each one of you. I can remember the very first interview that you and I had. I actually still have that, by the way. Opposed to where you currently are now, and your openness, and how you bring so much fact and information and passion to everything that you do. So kudos to you for taking the initiative to continue to grow as an air personality and as a podcaster who is really honing her craft as she goes along. There are a lot of people that don't take the effort or the time to do that. And they just turn the mic on, and then whatever comes out of their mouth is what comes out of their mouth. What I can say about our community, our neighbors, is none of you do that. Each one of you literally plans and takes time to really cultivate your show's content. And so the growth that you have even imparted unto Sharonda is definitely seen, right? Because I remember when she first started coming on the show, it was like this comic relief, and then she started to really become a part of the show, and it became, okay, well, where is she? She's not here this week. So you noticed it. And so it was clear that there has absolutely been growth from that very first time that you and I had that conversation to now. And so with that, there comes that growth. With that comes your experiences and learning how to really make your show better. And so one of the things that I can truly give you kudos and a shout out to is the fact that you've expanded what Wake Up Happy Sis is about.
Yeah.
And so you are, first of all, you're doing so much. But let's talk about Gumbo, shall we?
Yes.
Because Wake Up Happy Sis is just one part of the puzzle of what you are trying to convey to Black women in telling their story. And so let's talk about that. Then I definitely want to show the book cover because I think it's important for people to understand how deep this goes. And it's really because Gumbo is so many different things. And my family had a lot of it. I think a lot of us can say that we grew up with some form of gumbo, but gumbo was different pieces of something that came together to make something so good that could soothe the hunger pains that we felt. So let's talk about Gumbo. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul is a collection of stories from 10 amazing authors that really digs into their trials and their trauma, but also their triumphs. Because what I wanted to convey was that we are not what we have gone through. Mm-hmm. And that this power that sisterhood brings to helping us heal from this past trauma, to making sure that the past trauma does not overcome us, consume us, and we stop growing and thriving and striving for more and for better. A lot of times we've been so beaten down with the trauma that others have left us with. Mm-hmm. That we don't know anything but survival. And some of us don't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. So with these 10 women, what we set about to do was to create an anthology that was really a lifesaver. Mm-hmm. So showing what they've gone through, but not focusing so much on the pain, focusing on what was my pivot that got me through this. Mm. What are the lessons that my story can impart to someone else who is going through this? We've had one author who was put in a mental institution when she was 12 from an allergic reaction that she was having. And she ended up in an institution, and she had been on her own, raising herself since the age of 12. We had another author who had been sexually assaulted multiple times in her life, ended up being put in jail, being put in prison, the big jail, prison, and being assaulted there. And she is now an advocate for women's rights and for women in prison. The first author, she moved to Maui and started a 6-figure business just off of crafting, right? Wow. These are just 2 of the stories, right, that are in there, and they're so powerful. And these women have gone through so much, but when you look at them, they are smiling, they are happy, they are loving and giving. They've not allowed the things that they've gone through to end up limiting who they are and what they want to achieve in life. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I want to help bring that out. We meet weekly, right, as we are finishing up the book. And these women are showing up, and they are so full of life. And every time we go through this, they're like, this book is going to change so many lives. Yes. Yeah. And that's why we're doing it. God put this on my heart. This was not, let me say this for the record, this was not a project that I thought of. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This was a project that was given to me. Okay. I'd never written an anthology. I've never coordinated and edited an anthology before. So this was a new process, and all these women were willing to take this journey with me. And what we've been able to put together is truly a work of art. And I hope that people really embrace it. And our goal is to sell 1,000 copies in the first week.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's an aggressive goal, but I want these women to be Amazon bestsellers in the real sense of the word, because they have put in so much work and dedication into this that I want this for them. I want this because then more people will see the book.
Yeah.
It will touch more lives, and it will help change our world and our community. Black women are the foundation of the world, and we're the foundation of the Black community, and we're hurting right now.
Yeah.
We are hurting and we need a healing. And this book is my attempt to be a part of the solution, not just bulking at the problem.
I love that. And so in the anthology, are there 10 stories? Are there
11 stories?
Okay.
There are 11 stories. Aviela, one of our authors, has 2 chapters in there. And then we have Dr. Evelyn Bethune, who is Mary McLeod Bethune's from the Bethune Cooking School, her granddaughter, who has written our foreword.
Wow.
And when I tell you, look, I just want you guys to be ready, because you guys need to get this book. Somebody has a woman in their life, or women in their life, young girls in their lives, who need this book. This book is multi-generational. Can you show the cover one more time?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to make sure that people get that. This cover was specifically crafted so that it would show women at different ages. Right. So this book isn't just for the older generation, isn't just for the younger generation. Everybody can get something out of this book. This book is your helpmate. It is your guide, and it's going to help you realize that there are actions you need to take so that you can go from the trauma and the things that might be holding you back to realizing that, one, it wasn't your fault. 2, you don't have to carry that burden with you any longer. You can put that burden down.
Say that.
And you can start thriving in your life. You can let go of all that pain that is causing you to act out and to be, and sometimes turn into this person that you don't even recognize anymore, because you're operating so much out of pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need somebody to take your hand, to put their hand out and say, I got you, sis.
Right.
I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to help you through this. That's what we're here to do with this book.
Okay. And so when is the release of the book? I definitely would love to know, because there may be groups out there that are looking for a new book to add to their repertoire of what they're going to be reading for the summer or even into the fall.
Yes. So they'll be able to pre-order the books starting on, be available for pre-order.
Okay.
And then the book itself, we're having a launch party. I'm still confirming the actual date with my authors. We've all got to show up and show out. But that's when we need everybody to show up. It's going to be somewhere in the week of August 8th, somewhere in that week span. And we need everybody to show up and show out. We're going to have sales of the book. It's going to be on sale. And we're having a party. Okay. It's going to be a party. So you guys need to come, order the book, help us reach our 1,000 books sold goal.
Yeah. Okay.
And help us become best-selling authors, because once you do that, Amazon will start pushing your book to more people.
I see.
And this is our way of getting this book in the hands of more people. If you have a book club, the book also includes at the back of it discussion questions that will be great for your book club.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this isn't your this you know how we do, Paulette.
Yes,
this isn't just a regular book.
Yeah.
And a lot of these authors, some of them also have workbooks that go along with their chapter. Some have courses that go along with their chapter so that you can continue that learning through these other pieces that they have.
Okay.
So we're not just giving you a book, we are giving you a lifeline. We're giving you a network of support and strength. So the week of August 8th, make sure that you guys head on over to my website and sign up. Can I give, is it okay for
Absolutely.
me to give the website?
Yes. Let's do it.
Yes, the website is thegumboanthology.com.
Let me go ahead and put that in there. The Gumbo Anthology.com. Yes, I love that. I love it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and save that, and we're going to put the hang on. I want to make sure I spell that right. Yep, I got it right.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and put it at the bottom of the screen right now. Thegumboanthology.com. Boom.
Yeah.
Right there.
So make sure you head on over to the Gumbo Anthology, get on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So that you know when the party's happening.
Absolutely.
We might have our own, DJ, Tony Sanchez coming out.
I'm just saying, you might
come out, spend a little something, give us a little hypeness, So we want this to be a celebration. This is not a sad book. This is a beautiful, happy book that has some sad moments in it because that's life.
Yeah.
But this is a book that's going to make you think. It's going to make you question.
Yes.
This is a book that all women need to read. We need to be reading this, sharing this with our teenage girls, because some of them are going through these things now and they don't know what to do. They don't know who to trust. Right? And we don't want them left with that same trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's the Gumbo Anthology.com. Once again, the Gumbo Anthology.com. But before we wrap, let's talk about this really quick, shall we? Because we're not going to leave here without talking about the other things that you have going on. Ma'am, what is this about you being a part of a television show? What's happening? What's going on?
I'm actually going to be a part of a docuseries. It's called Making of an Entrepreneur with Shay Brown. And I've already recorded it. I went to DC this past weekend and recorded my docuseries. And it's where you get to learn a little bit more about LeAnne and my path to becoming an entrepreneur and how I've always been a helper. And as we kind of narrate through different tales and different stories of my life, you just kind of learn that, the things you learn about yourself, that I really have always been a helper. That's always been my calling. And luckily, I'm able to live that out every day.
Excellent.
So I'm super excited. You guys have to make sure.
Yes, I love it.
Follow me on social media. You'll see it sometime in October.
Okay.
I will release my version. The full one releases the full docuseries of everybody. I think there are 28 different people that are included. Will be on Black Friday.
Awesome. I love this. So LeAnne, before we wrap, where can we find LeAnne Dolce? Let's talk about that. Where can we find you?
Yes.
How can we connect with you online, find out more about what you're doing and all of those fun things? Let's head there.
So first place I will tell you is always go to wakeuphappysis.com. That is the first place to find me. You can connect with me there. I'm available on every social media. On Facebook and Instagram is the Wake Up Happy Sis.
Yeah.
On TikTok is Wake Up Happy Sis. And you can even find the show, the Wake Up Happy Sis show, on YouTube. So that's Wake Up Happy Sis show. So if you just type in Wake Up Happy Sis, you will find this beautiful ball head and everything that I have going on.
I love it. I love it. And so I'm going to share with them how they can find you at wakeuphappysis.com and at the wakeuphappysis. Those are two ways that you can find her. And like she said, all you have to do is do what? Search Wake Up Happy Sis, and you're absolutely going to find the beautiful brown bean footage that you see to the other side of me. There you go. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have LeAnne Dolce here with us here today of Wake Up Happy Sis. She is one of our neighbors in the neighborhood. Her show also airs on CityScape Radio live and also on BWTV, which is a part of brownstoneworldwide.com, as well as Brownstone Worldwide on YouTube. So we want to thank you for gifting us with this beautiful show. It is definitely a game changer and provides a great way for our growing audience to connect with ways of waking up happy and taking care of themselves. So without further ado, are there any last words that you have for our audience today?
Yes. So the last thing that I would honestly like to say is make sure that you are taking care of you first. Yes. It is not being selfish to focus on your self-care, your wellness, and your well-being first. There's no way that you can serve if you're always giving of yourself and everything that you have. You're not even replenishing yourself. Make sure that you take time to replenish you. Yes. Give from your abundance and your overflow. Don't give from your personal store.
Come on. Tell it like it is. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have LeAnne Dolce, who is the, the brain behind, along with God, behind the Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul anthology. We've got 11 amazing chapters inside of this book, and I'm going to see if I can sneak and read a little bit of it to you all, maybe in the future sometime. But we're also going to be sharing more information about this beautiful book on brownstoneworldwide.com, as well as meeting the authors this month in Brownstone Living Magazine as people in the neighborhood. So get ready for that. We're really excited to have you to join us today, LeAnne. We thank you for taking time out of this crazy busy schedule that you have and coming to hang out with us. Without further ado, I want to thank each one of you for joining us today for another edition of Brownstone's Best Business Review and all things Brownstone Worldwide. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you around.
See you later.